There's basic things that you're looking for as far as rats are concerned, and it's habitat. If they have shelter, if they have food, if they have water, and they have space to grow. Those are the main criteria as far as rats are concerned. So unfortunately, human beings, of course, where we are is we create perfect habitat for rats. There's lots of things that you can do. Number one is try to clean your yards up. If you're going to compost, make sure your composts are totally enclosed. Compost that way. No access to your house. Now you have to remember, rats can climb like squirrels, literally. And of course, that's causes a huge issue. Okay, so this fence line here is a natural highway for a rat. They come down here, jump up on here, and you'll run up in here onto the soffit. If he can get in the soffit, he's in your house. It's that easy. They can push their way through it, or they can gnaw a hole or chase a hole through it, then get onto your roof and go from there. Pick up all fruit off the ground, all nuts off the ground. Don't leave anything laying around on the ground. Minimize your feeding of birds. Don't feed birds in the summertime. They don't need it. So once the snow is gone, don't be feeding your birds. It's just a natural attractant, not only for rats, but for raccoons as well. And then making sure that your house is secure. Walking around your house, making sure that you've got screening over top of the holes. Look up, look down, look under. Underneath your porch, screen your porches off. Look up at your attics or your soffit areas, making sure you've got screening over top of your soffit areas. And something that's fairly stout, because just a little window screening, that they can gnaw through that and nothing. All right, so you really want to be careful about what you're using as well. It matters to the entire community, rat issues, because not only is it impacting our vegetables, our gardens, our crops. In dealing with rats in a communal environment, it's really important that everybody gets on the page here, and meaning that you all work together as a community to deal with your rat issue. If one person alone is dealing with it, you're not dealing with the issue. So get together with your neighbors, talk to people, find out what's happening in your area, and then deal with the problem, or if you're having issues, is contact somebody that can give you a hand. These are snap traps, and they're very, very efficient at killing rats. They're very powerful. They close like that. What happens with this guy here, you can trigger bait them, set the trap. Now, it's really important when you're setting a trap, there's a right way and a wrong way, and even this applies to mice traps as well, is you never want to put the trap like that. You do not want to do that. How you want to set it is you want to set it so it sits like that. Same thing applies to this trap here. This trap has got a pan in it, like yay, and what'll happen is it'll set on that pan. You always want to set it against a wall so it's like this. So the rat's running down the wall. They won't run out in the open very often. They run down the wall. When they run down that wall, you'll catch them, okay? Same time with this guy here, this is called a T-Rex. So this trap here, when it works, he runs across that and it snaps. And what we do with that guy is we set it, we put the T-Rex so it sits just like that as well. And they're all designed so that the animal is running down the edge of the wall. They grab the bait. And it's also a humaneness issue as well, because a lot of times when they set them parallel to the wall, if they're set like this, the rat will come over the back and he'll bite the trigger, and he may get caught, he may not, it may just launch him into the other room. But in this case here, it's an inhumane hit. It catches them across the back. The whole purpose here is to kill them, okay? We deal with live traps. Get an appropriate size live trap. Don't get a real big one. This one here is perfect. Little live trap like this. And what we do with these guys here is we just give me a second here, there we go. We set these guys up like yay. Put your bait in the back. Very safe, very humane. Now the only thing is we don't want you releasing rats. If you're not able to do that, you can give us a call. We will make sure that we deal with this. If you start releasing rats, what you're doing is you're transferring the problem to somebody else. It's neither ethical nor humane. So it's really important that you do it the right way. One of the things that we do, it's about a humaneness issue. If you have a trap on the ground And if you're using dog food, if you're using peanut butter, if you're using Nutella, this type of thing, if you've got seeds tied to it, what you don't want to do is get an incidental catch, meaning that you catch something that a non-targeted species. Your house cat is a prime example. So what we do with these guys here is we take this trap, and the trap sits inside the box, and it's got food in there, and the rat can run around inside there, and he steps on that pan and the trap fires. But you won't catch your cat because he can't get his head inside that. Right here we have a spot where rats have been sort of digging around in here. We have a bunch of walnut seeds. We have a big walnut tree in the backyard. They've popped these open, they've chewed it up a bit. I've got some rat scat on that little bit of a brick there. This is rat scat right there, okay? There's a couple pieces of right in there. So I know that the rat have been in here, they've been digging around, and this is what they've been doing, is they've been digging up and eating these walnuts, especially in the wintertime. When times start getting tough, these guys will gnaw on these things and pop them open, and they'll dig around in here. And there's lots of them. There's lots of spots here for a rat to hide, lots of spots for him to get in there and protect himself, lots of spots for him to larder his food if he wants to bring food in. So this whole thing being covered here like this is an ideal spot, and that's how come we're seeing the evidence here on the ground, the scat, the food, this type of thing. This is a walnut tree, and you can see here where the walnuts have been gnawed. They've picked them up off the ground, and there's quite a pile of walnuts and where they've been chewed up, little bits and pieces here. You can see the gnawings on here. And this isn't squirrels, this is rats. I've been on this site for a while, so I know exactly what I'm looking at here. So you have a walnut tree. One of the things that you want to do here with this tree is take and make sure you rake up all the walnuts, bag them. And the other thing that you can do, rats climb, and they climb just like squirrels. So if you want to prevent rats getting up into your tree, take some aluminum flashing. You can buy aluminum flashing, it's about 24 inches wide, and go around the tree, staple it on the tree, and the rat can't climb that. Don't give him a place that he can get hold of that. So if he can't climb that tree, can't access that, if they have no food, and as I said to you before, they need food, water, shelter, and space. If one of those is missing, they won't hang around. They'll move on. If you see a rat, doesn't necessarily mean that he's living there. All right? If you can, try to see where he's going or where he came from, and then hire a professional trapper. If you're going to bring somebody in to take care of it, hire a professional.